This is an introduction to WYSIWYG Web Builder 8. What you see is what you get. WYSIWYG from NoSuckSoftware.
Hi. This is Steve with NoSuckSoftware. What I'm going to do today is show you how to start a basic website with WYSIWYG Web Builder 8 from Pablo Software Solutions. I purchased a domain name recently from GoDaddy. I have free web hosting available for a simple website. So I'm going to use this very easy to use, intuitive / user-friendly website builder software, Pablo Software Solutions, to show you how quick and easy it is to put together a basic website that you can work on for many weeks, months, and years ahead to make it turn into whatever it is you want it to be. I've built other websites which you can see. You can see WindowWashin, WINDOWASHIN.com, windowwashin.com. Just Google search that, it comes up. There's a lot of pages that site's been online for about a year, maybe about a year and a half. That site's been up for quite a while. And I started that website from scratch with WYSIWYG Web Builder. At the time it was 7. They gave me the free upgrade to 8 after I bought 7. But I used the software for a full month for free. And then I decided for $45 it was definitely worth having my own legal copy of, and you actually can put that on a couple of different machines, your license key that they give you. It's good to keep that handy, file that license key away once you have the receipt. It proves you own a legal copy. The software was a little challenging for me to figure out initially, but as I just spent a little time with it, everything was very easy to figure out. Then I found free web hosting, which you can upgrade to paid web hosting if you need it, when you need it, but you can get a good basic free web hosting account from 000webhost.com. And then it's a simple matter of, once you learn how to build the web pages, it's a simple matter of getting your FTP information from your account in 000webhost to publish your new website. And then if you actually have your own domain name, which you can get from GoDaddy, you can change the name servers to forward to the name servers at your hosting service, which in this case I'm recommending 000webhost.com. That's pretty easy. It takes about a day or so for your name servers to update across the worldwide internet. That requires a little bit of patience. It's not going to happen immediately. There's a few things you just need to be aware of if you've never built your own website. You need to have realistic expectations as to how long it's going to take. So here we go. We're going to fire up WYSIWYG Web Builder 8, and I happen to keep it on a USB memory stick. This one's only 2 gig, and I've had this one for quite a while. It's a PNY, and it used to be used to go on a key ring, but the plastic thing broke, but it still worked. And then I have a larger one, 16 gig, that I use for my ReadyBoost. That speeds up my computer supposedly. I also have my boot menu for Linux on here. So just to explain a few things that I'm doing. I guess you can see this because I lined up the camera. We have I might or might not try to publish the site today, but what this video is going to show is how to start up the software. First I'm going to plug in my USB stick that I use for ReadyBoost. This is a fairly new computer. I'm using the Lenovo G570. It's a Core i5 and has Windows 7 on it. I'm going to plug my other USB stick into one of my other USB port over here. Okay, and then we can access our website builder, WYSIWYG Web Builder 8. I'm going to turn on my wireless mouse, and we're going to fire up the computer. Now the website I'm building today is a website that I thought of, a service that I thought of recently. I found out that the domain name was available, so I thought, wow, this is a good idea. I've been researching a certain industry or business, recycling, waste collection, recycling. It's a big business. It's obvious it's a big business. Why not come up with a creative name and build a website around it, come up with a logo. That's marketing, branding. I just enter my password into my computer. Computers get dusty. Think of your computer as your artist's canvas. The software we're going to use here is the paint. So if you don't have a nice selection of good paints, you're not going to be able to create the piece of art that you're trying to create. You need to think of website design as art. That way when the viewer sees it, you really communicate who you are, what you have to give them. If your software limits you on how you can present yourself, then it's not good software. It's one of the reasons why I like WYSIWYG Web Builder 8. We're going to go down here to our file menu, and we're going to click on the file menu, and we're going to look for this USB stick that's plugged in. It's jump drive H. We're going to click on that. By the way, I have my folder options set to 1 click. I don't like 2 clicks. I find it to be a waste of energy. We're going to look for WYSIWYG Web Builder 8. The program lives in that folder, WYSIWYG Web Builder 8. We'll click on that. And then we're going to pull the scroll bar down till we find the icon, the launch icon. It's WB and the blue number 8, Web Builder. It says application. It's a type. The type of the file's application, 2.27 megabits. We're going to click on that, and then the software will run. There we go. All right, that's what you see. When you start the software, that's what you see. We're going to start a new project. Up here it says Untitled. Over here it says Untitled. This area is the Site Manager. This is where you will add new pages. You have things over here like the clone option, which I'll talk about later. The clone option, I use it. Saves you a lot of labor. Makes your site more congruent, more. I'll show you what that means in a little bit. Initially, one of the things I want to show you right away, if you right click on this blank page, this is going to be your first page. We'll just call this index, and that's what it says over here, index. It's also a synonym for home. So when you're looking at a website and you see the home screen or the home option in the menu, that's your index page. You won't call that home over here. You call the link home on the page that the viewer sees when your website visitor. But in the website design software, you always leave the home page called index. On the home screen or the index page, this is a totally blank page. We're going to right click on it and we're going to go to page properties. Page properties menu pops up. Now that's after you right click on a blank area of your page. This is with any page. Even if the page had a bunch of stuff on it, if you just right click in the blank area of the page within the builder, you'll get this menu, and you can change the page properties, which is like, for example, here I want this page, it says there's an option called center page. I want the page to be centered. Center this page in browser window horizontally and vertically. I'm going to select that option. That seems to work well for me. There's other options there that you can read. If you think one of those other options would be better for your situation, then you can select that. This seems to work well for me, so that's what I do. There's a place here to put your favorites icon. I don't have a favorites icon at this point. It's easy to create one. You could go to a simple program like Paint, which comes with Windows. You could make an image of your own design. I encourage you to do that. Do something that you create, and don't try to use something that's like ready-made. You'll be happier you did that, down the road, because that's what building a website's all about. It's expressing yourself. Okay, up here at the title, we want to put, this is the title of the page. This is what they're going to see in the tab when somebody opens a browser window and pulls up your website. They're going to see the title. It's going to be up there. It's a short descriptive content text that says where they're at, what they're looking at, what's this page all about. So we're going to put nothing, N-O-T-H-I-N-G, nothing but junk. Nothing but junk. Collection, waste, collection, and recycling. There. Nothing but junk, waste, collection, and recycling. And the menu name, we're going to leave it index. We could change it there to home, but for many, many, many years, the home page within the website editor is always called index. So we'll just leave it alone. We don't need to change that. Over here you can change the target screen size. This is set to 1024 by 768 pixels. You can change the document type. You can go to HTML5. I'm just going to leave it at the default. If you look up these terms and find out what they mean, then you might have a reason to change these things. So far I've never had a reason to change any of these things, so that all looks good. Direction left to right, page language, none, language, character set, Western European, page language is English in Canada, English, we have regular English, Australian English, United States English. Okay, we're in the United States, so we'll do United States English. Style. After we create a favorites icon, I'll show you style. Okay, background, solid, color, white. Okay, this is the background of the page. I want to show how to change the background color, and I have to think about what would be a good color for a website, a background color to my pages, because this is going to be consistent probably throughout the whole website. What would be a good background color for a waste and recycling collection website? This is why websites take a little while to build. This is one of the reasons why I encourage people to build their own website, is because the time it would take for you to communicate to a website builder, a web editor, a person that's editing your website, to try to communicate to them what you're thinking requires a lot of time. You're really at an advantage if you can build your own website. That way you don't have this time lag of communicating what you want with the person that's actually putting it together. So I'm looking at these colors and nothing really jumps out at me. What colors would I really like to see? I try to think of how my vehicle would look, for example. What sort of colors would I want my vehicle to look like? I think maybe a green, some sort of a green. A lot of things are green, so it must be a good color. This green looks nice. Now, I have to think about what the text will look like. Is it going to be hard to read? Is that green dark enough? Try a little darker. Yeah, that looks a little better. Okay, now I'm thinking about having yellow text on a green background. I'm going to click OK, and then defaults, link. My link colors. What color should my links be? Well, I think a bright blue would be nice. I'm going to look at my color wheel, and I'll look for a bright blue. We'll try this. That's pretty bright. That's a little brighter. So I'm going to say OK to that, and then that's the link. Then we have an active link, and honestly I don't know the difference between link and active link, so we're going to make them the same color. I'm going to look at my color wheel, see if I can select that same exact color. Yep, now they're the same. And I have a visited link. I don't want to make a difference between visited and non-visited. I don't like the way that the way that looks, so I'm going to select the same color. And a hover link. Well, now on the hover link, I would really like to do something a little different. I want to select a bright yellow. So when somebody hovers over an active link, it'll turn yellow. So they'll know, when they put their cursor over it, they'll know there's something there that's interactive. And I want my defaults to be Arial black. That's a bold version of Arial, and I like that. Default color. Now I assume we're talking about text here. It says defaults, default font, default color, default font color. Okay, it's going to be yellow, and I think I'm going to use this bright yellow here. And the size, I wanted to use a 12 point, easier for me to read. Output format, default. Theme, Cupertino. I'm not sure what that means. Theme manager. Okay, meta tags. General, index, favorites icon. So we'll look everything over. Style. It's easy to miss stuff here. Meta tags, author by Stephen Brick. Keywords, scrap, metal, waste collection. You always separate your keywords with a comma. Waste collection, recycling collection, junk collection, refuse collection, refuse management, waste management, waste. We'll just leave it at that for right now. Description. We need to put a good description. This is what will show up in a search engine results page when somebody searches for one of these keywords. So we're going to put down waste, scrap metal collection, and recycling service. Categories. I'm not sure what categories is all about. No, they don't give us any options, so we'll leave that alone. Generator. Yeah, we're using this website software. WYSIWYG Web Builder 8. I don't know what goes in there, so I'm going to leave it alone. Scroll bars, page effect, no effect, page transitions, duration, page enter, background solid, sound, loop. I never put anything in here. You might figure out what to put in here. So don't feel bad if you don't know. I can't even move any of the scroll bars here. Maybe you can move it after you select something. Everything's done there. Oh, look, I pushed OK. All those settings that I set. Let's enter some text. Over here in the toolbox, you can close the toolbox, or you can open the toolbox back up. Like edit, undo, edit, redo. Insert. Oh, there's where you could insert text as well. Page, view, and toolbox. So I can click that and it pops back out. It's under the view tab. If you want to get rid of the toolbox, you can close it. If you want to open the toolbox, go to view and click on toolbox. On the toolbox menu, you have text option, and we're going to make a box like that. I just want to look at there. The text is already yellow. See what I mean? By setting those parameters, you don't have to change the color of the text every time you add text, because I set up the page properties, every time I type text on the page, it's going to be yellow. We're going to do really simple content, and you can change it if you want to. I want this information to be centered. I'm going to select center, and I'm going to put welcome. I'm going to go text, draw our box. Okay, now it's giving me my colors. Okay, welcome to nothingbutjunk.com. Welcome to nothingbutjunk.com. Your friendly neighborhood waste, metal, and recycling service. Okay, let's say we want all this content to be centered. We use our left mouse button and start at one edge of it and drag our cursor to highlight the whole thing. And then we use our right mouse button and we click on the highlighted part. We go up here, highlight it, and then we press center, and it centered it. If I want to make my box a little bit bigger, put the pointer on those little markers until you get the double arrow, and you move your mouse with the left mouse button held down, and it expands it, and then the text automatically fills up the box according to the dimensions of the box. Now I want to highlight just this part, the top, and I want to make that bigger. So I want to make it bold, or I want to make it bigger, so I'm going to make it bigger. I'm going to select the point here, point size, and I'm going to go 28. Oh wow, that's really big. So now I want to make this a little smaller, and I want to change the font. I want to go from 28 to 20, and I want to change the font to, let's say, some sort of a beautiful font. These are all the web safe fonts. Here it says display more non-web safe fonts, so we're going to stick with these fonts that they show us first. Let's try Courier. How about Comic Sans? Yeah, let's do that. Comic Sans. And then we have nothingbutjunk.com, your friendly neighborhood waste, metal, and recycling service. And we're going to put all this in quotes. We're going to put our cursor right there. We're going to get to the end, and we're going to add a quote mark. Quote. And we're going to go back to the front of this line, the beginning. And we're going to go shift quote, open quote, end quote. There we go. I want to change this to italics. So I'm going to go up here and I'm going to click on italics. And I'd like to change that font. I'd like to have a font that's a little thinner. And I want the nothing but junk to pop. And then I've got my nice welcome to there that's in a little different font. And I want to select something with thin lines. How about veranda? Thin lines. Veranda or Tahoma. We'll try veranda. Yep, there we go. I like that. Here we go. Your friendly neighborhood waste, metal, and recycling service. It's easy to read. The domain name really pops. Your friendly neighborhood waste, metal, and recycling. Waste metal collection. We forgot something there. So collections. Put in our space. And now our text is not all on one line there in the subtitle. We're going to click outside the box here, left click, and then we're going to click on the box again to get out of edit mode and go back into the box resizing mode. Okay. For some reason, it's putting the welcome to on the line with nothing but junk, and I don't want that. So I'm going to delete that space, and then I'm going to press enter. There. Now we got things on 3 lines like we had them before, properly spaced, and then I'm going to left click outside the box, and then I'm going to click on the box to select the box, and then I'm going to right click and get the menu, and on the menu there's an option called center page, and I want to center it horizontally. So there. Now that box is in the center of my page, and for the moment I'm going to close the toolbox so we can see this, and I'm going to close the site manager, and I'm going to close properties. Let's see if it's still centered. Oh yeah, this is the design area. It's about 1,000 pixels across and about 600 pixels down. Alright, if you right click on it and do the center on the page again, horizontal, see it doesn't move. So that's going to be the center of your web page. If you need to see the index, if you need to see the site manager, go back to view and site manager, and then you get your site manager back. View, property, view, there. So you got the site manager. Alright, here's our site manager. So you can change the size of this stuff like that if you need to. It's real flexible. That's what I like about it. If you scroll down here, you can see this goes down to 800, so it's about 1,000 by 800, 800 high. So you got these rulers, alignment grids. It's very, very, very intuitive. Now, over here, there's no title to this file. We've been working on this, and we haven't saved anything. I'm going to go up here, and I'm going to go File, click on File, and I'm going to save template, nope, save website, save website as, okay, and it's going to be nothing but junk. There we go, nothing but junk. And we're going to save in a different folder. New folder is nothing but junk.com. We're going to hit enter, and then we're going to select this. So now it says save in nothingbutjunk.com, and we're saving a .wbs. Down here it says save as file type, web builder files.wbs, nothing but junk. And it's going to be saved in the folder called nothingbutjunk.com, and we're going to save it like that. So now, nothingbutjunk.wbs, that's our website file. And it says the same thing up here, nothingbutjunk.wbs. So now that's saved. Let's say I wanted to add a picture. Go over here and click on View, Toolbox, and look down your Toolbox menu to Image. Left click on Image with your mouse. Then you'll get this little star thing, and you'll hold down your left mouse button in where you want to start the image box, and we're going to drag it to the bottom right corner. Now I'm going to look up some images. So I'm going to go to Computer, and I'm going to go to Recent Places, and we're going to go to Downloads, and under Downloads, nope, we have to look around a little bit. So we're going to go to Libraries, Pictures, and my smartphone pictures. I'm going to find this. This is a familiar picture that I use on my profiles, my business pages, that people can easily recognize, like, oh yeah, I know that guy. It's just a nice clean image against a nice background. It goes well on this website. Center it the same way I center the text, center on page horizontally, okay? And then I'm going to crop it. So I'm going to click on the image, and then I'm going to right click for Image Tools. Image Tools menu, if you hover over Image Tools, there's another menu that pops out, and you're going to left click on Crop. Then you get the crop box. You're going to raise it up. You can size it as you normally would to get the dimensions you're after. What seems to look good. I'm going to cut out the date, and then I'm going to hit enter. Okay, I'm going to right click again on this image, and I want Image Tools, and I want to resample it because I don't want the file size to be bigger than necessary. So resampling gives you a smaller file that'll load faster. Then I'm going to right click on it, and I'm going to go to Properties, and I'm going to put a frame around it. I'm waiting for a menu to come up. There we go. Border. Okay, there's the file name. Alternate text. Alt text is what shows up when somebody hovers over it. So you put probably the person's name. It's in there. That's my name. And the style of the border is going to be solid, and the color is going to be bright yellow. And the width, I'm going to put it about 4. Okay. There we go. Now we have a border that matches the text on the green background, and it really gives you the impression that you're like looking through the page that way instead of it being right on the surface of the page. So now we're going to go over here and we're going to save. We're going to click our disk symbol to save it. Everybody likes to know your name at first glance, so we're going to go over here to text. We're going to make a text box right underneath it. We're going to double click to edit, and we're going to put my name like that. So now we're going to center the text in the box. So we clicked on the center text icon up there, and the cursor was in the box, so it centered the text. And now we're going to click on the box and right click, and then we're going to center horizontally. There we go. Make sure everything is centered horizontally. There. All right. All right. I would like to raise this up. I want that to be all the way at the top. I want to make sure it's centered horizontally. And then here, I'm going to make a menu right in this space right here. And the way I do that, I want to save this first before I forget. Everything's centered, pretty much positioned where I want it. And I want to make a menu. I like a menu that goes across this way because that's the way people read, left to right. Some people put menus like this and you look at it like that, you know, like you're looking at a table of contents. But I personally don't like that because people have to scroll in order if your menu gets longer. If I can have a menu that's pretty much up here in the top section of the page, I prefer that. So that's where I'm going to put this website menu, and it's simply going to be text link menu. It's not going to be actual buttons. Most people are aware that a blue word or text is an active link, and that's the way we set up our page property. So I'm going to click text to simply get a text box, and I'm going to make a text box like that, out like that. That's where my menu is going to be, and I'm going to put some simple terms here, communicate to the viewer. The contact page, contact, and I'll put about 3 spaces, 1, 2, 3, A-B-O-U-T, about, services, and then you can change this. What I'll do is I'll copy, this menu will be copied into the clone page. I'll show you how to make a clone page. Now we're going to center all this information, and as we make more pages, like up here there's options to create a new page, I'm going to clone the existing page and then take out what I don't need. Every page that I clone will be exactly like this page, except for I'll go through and delete what I don't want to be a part of the next page. And then I'll name the new pages that I create. The new clone pages will be renamed to contact, about, services, and hours. So I'm going to leave this the way it is, and I'm going to make a clone page. This box needs to be centered horizontally. So it adjusted, that's good, and we can resize it to space that it actually is going to take up at this point in time. And then we'll right click on it and center it again horizontally. There we go. We have our menu. Everything's centered horizontally. You can go through and check things, and then you can save it, save the whole page. This is our index page, and we could have advertisements in this area if we needed. If somebody wanted to, you want to sell ad space on your site, you can have advertisements. You could sell advertisements to the public. Once your business gets going and you've got traffic going to your website, you've got some marketing on your vehicle, so people see your website and they go to your website, and then you could sell ad space over here once you can prove to people that might want to buy ad space on your website that you do have a certain amount of traffic. You put an ad over there for something it's in demand in the public. You can make money with your website by selling advertising space. I save the page. This is a good beginning, to this page. We've got our page property set. We've got a picture there, nice smiling picture. And we're going to clone the page. Right over here in the Site Manager, if you hover over these options, it gives you a description. So you put your pointer over them. That says new page. Well, we don't want to do just a generic new page. New page from template? No. Insert external file? No. New folder? No. Edit page? No. Clone page? Yeah. So click on clone page. Now you'll notice there's an extra tab up here. It's called page 1. It's called page 1 over here in the Site Manager. Well, that's what we're looking at. This is the clone page. Okay, it looks just like the page we just built. But if we go over here to this index tab and click on that, now we're back on the page we actually built. Go to page 1. You'll notice the editing markers went away. This is a duplicate of the page we just built. So what I'm going to do right away is I'm going to right click on page 1, and I'm going to left click on rename page, and I'm going to call it contact, C-O-N-T-A-C-T, and I'm going to press enter. So now the clone page in the tab is called contact. It's called contact in the Site Manager. This looks like the home page. I don't want it to look like the home page. I don't want my picture on the contact page. I don't want that. And I don't want the contact page to say contact. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this box, and then to select it, and then I'm going to double click to edit the text in the box. And I'm going to put my cursor right there where it says contact at the end, and I'm going to backspace over contact, because this is the contact page. What I want to do is put in the link for home, H-O-M-E, and I want to link back to home, the index page. So I'm going to highlight home, right click on home, press link, left click on that, and here it says link to internal web page. That's what I want to do. So I want to select, and I want to link back to index. So I select index and click OK. Title. We don't need a title. That's all we really need at this point. Bookmark, open in the same, yeah, that's cool. Open in the same browser window. Okay, so we're going to click OK. Now, if you click outside the box, you'll notice that's blue. I don't like that. I'm going to click on that and double click. Click right there. And I want to change the color. I don't like that. I want to change the color. The best thing to do would be to right click and change page properties and go to style, active link, underline, visited link. We need a brighter blue, more colors. Okay, active link, more colors, brighter blue. Okay, more colors, brighter blue. Okay, now it all looks good. Okay, so I'm going to say OK, save it. All right, let's just say background's too dark, for example. We could switch over to a different green. We could go with style, background, solid, image, transparent, transparent, gradient, transparent, 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 solid, image, gradient. Let's stick with solid, but let's select a little bit lighter green. Okay, now we have the yellow's not really dark enough. So let's go with right click, page properties, style, default, darker. There we go. Okay. Yeah, that looks better. Okay. Now the link is linked. It's legible. And we're going to click save. We're going to go back to index, and we're going to go to page properties, and we're going to select style, and we're going to select a little bit lighter green and a little bit darker yellow. There we go. Darker yellow. Okay. So that's better. Now that we have a contact page and we're on the index page, let's save the whole thing. Let's click on this text box where we've started our menu, and we're going to double click, and we're going to click there at the end of contact, left click. When I say click, I mean left click. If I mean right click, I will do my best to specify right click with the mouse. So we're going to highlight, hold the left mouse button down, drag our cursor over the word, highlight the word contact, and right click on it, then left click on link, and here we want to link to an internal web page. We're on the index page or the home page. It's called index in our site manager, and we're going to make this word contact a link to the contact page. So we're going to select contact. Okay. And let's see, appearance, everything looks good. Contact, okay, everything looks cool. So we're going to say okay. Now, the word contact is a link to the contact page. So we need to save that. We need to make sure that's centered. Yep, still centered. All right, now, in theory, we could publish these two pages to our web host. Let's say, we need to get a web host. What we do is save the whole website. We could preview this in a browser too. You go to File, just to see our finished work, Preview in browser. Let's just look in Firefox. Firefox usually doesn't display things the same as Internet Explorer, so it's good to check the way your pages look in multiple browsers. I'm going to check it in Firefox. So here comes Firefox, and there's the way the page is going to look on the internet. It made it a light blue. Interesting. Okay, your friendly neighborhood waste metal collection and recycling service. So that's the beginning to building a website. There's a lot of other things you can do, like say if we want to have a welcome video. I just selected index. Now we're on the home page or the index page. If I wanted to put a video on this page, I would simply scroll down here in the toolbox and select with the left click on YouTube. And if I made a YouTube video, and uploaded it to my YouTube channel, I could get the address for that video and then plug it in here in this box. So I'd make a video box, and you can select different properties here. After you draw the box the same way as you're drawing a text box, then you would right click on the YouTube box and select properties or HTML. I'm going to select properties, and then this is where you would put the URL for the video, and then here you can have it auto start, you can have it loop, like play over and over again, you can have it show related videos when the video is done. I don't want to do that. I don't want to send people to another website from my website in this situation. You want to enable the full screen button, and you want to hide the player controls after the video starts playing. Use modest branding, no logo, I like that. Support both Flash and HTML video. Play in high quality mode. I don't want to do that because I don't want it to be slow. I want it to auto start. At some point when this home page loads, I would like for it to automatically play and give somebody a video message that automatically plays when they come to our website for the first time. We got it auto start. We're not showing related videos. We're not playing in high quality mode. We're not looping. We are going to enable the full screen button. We are going to hide the player controls after the video starts playing, and we're going to use modest branding, and it's going to support Flash and HTML5 video. The theme, progress bar, border, control, border. Nope. Show border. Show border? We'll try show border. Border, border. Doesn't give us an option there. Okay. Control bar, dark red, theme, progress bar, show border. Okay. We'll just say okay and see how that looks. Looks pretty good. So at some point we'll add a video to this home page of nothing but junk. We're going to save this, and we're going to minimize the web editor, and we're going to close out our file finder here, the file menu. We're going to close that. We don't need that at this point, and we're going to go to our Wi-Fi connection. We're connected. Let's go to, and we're going to pull up our browser. I'm going to use Google Chrome, and it's probably going to ask me to select. Now I'm going to set up my free hosting account with 000 web host. www.000webhost.com. Enter. Here we go. So here we are. I happen to be a current member. You can read, what 000 web host is all about. There happens to be my picture because I like them. You see here what you get for free, and you see here what you get if you get premium hosting. They have premium hosting for $4.84 a month. With the free one, you get 1,500 megabits of disk space, 100 gig of data transfer per month. That's a lot. 100 gig, that's a lot of data transfer. I mean, my smartphone only has 5 gig of data transfer allowed for $70 a month. I pay like $40 a month to get 5 gig of transfer on my smartphone. And here they're giving you 100 gig of transfer per month. If you have a basic website, you'll never need the paid hosting. But for only $4.84 a month, you can have paid hosting. You can have a cPanel Pro, demo, a control panel, uptime. They're both 99%. The premium is 99.9%. Unlimited FTP accounts. So you get 10 scripts for free in the auto installer, 50 scripts on the paid. There's a lot of stuff here you get. I don't even know what a lot of this means. If you happen to know what this means, you might need that. Okay, so in the members area, you log in. Okay, now I want to create new. Create new. And I want to host my own domain. Yep, nothingbutjunk.com. Nothingbutjunk.com. Set up new account.